Welcome to the all-new Circus of the Stars.
Funding for the Classic Car Shop is made possible in part by a grant from the Eastwood Company of Melbourne, Pennsylvania, a national mail-order tool company dedicated to preserving our automotive heritage. And by Hemmings Motor News, the national Bible of the old car hobby, published monthly from Bennington, Vermont.
Hi, I'm Jack Jaeger, and welcome back to the Classic Car Shop. Our 66 Mustang is starting to look like a car again as we get ready for our final painting. We're still working in our ventilated paint area where we will be spraying on about 10 coats of white lacquer. Later on in the show, we will visit a high-tech, state-of-the-art auto body shop to show you how painting is done on a larger scale. But first, let's go back by Roger and see how he's doing on mixing the lacquer. We've gone around and gotten the car ready for painting. And what we mean by that is we wiped it off with 3812 again. If the car would have been sitting for a period of time, maybe somebody touched it with their hands, got some grease on it, or some oil, and the paint won't stick. So we wiped it off with 3812 enamel reducer. The sealer that we put on is a non-sanding sealer, and that means that we can put it on and we don't have to sand it if we paint within a certain amount of time, and that amount of time is
48 hours.
Yes. If we would let it sit longer than 48 hours, we'd have to go back and re-sand it with our 600 grit sandpaper, wipe it down with 3812, and we're ready to shoot. A couple other things that we've done with the car, we've blown it off entirely again. We've remasked some of the areas.
Right.
We've also masked up the rear wheelhouse area, so we won't be spraying paint on our leaf springs and our brake drum. We've gone ahead and painted inside the door jambs, inside the hood area, and inside the trunk, so we won't have to worry about that when we're spraying the outside of the car. We're also going to use hiding checks on the car, and these are going to tell you when you have coverage. We're going to place a hiding check in different places on the car, on the paper, next to where we're painting. And when the black and white check disappears, we have coverage.
Okay.
But we're going to go beyond coverage because we want to be able to sand off a number of coats to get our paint straight. And if we have any sand scratch that would show up or a defect, we have some paint. Or a run. Now we chose lacquer paint to use because we feel easier to use than other types of paint. If you are spraying and you get a run, you can let it dry, go back with your 600 and your rubber sanding block and water, sand the run out. If you get a drip or you touch it with the hose or the gun, or you get a little too close, you can go back and sand it. Now the whole trick to the paint job is to get it on wet enough so there isn't a lot of work in wet sanding. You're going to need dry time in between coats, time for the transferring agent, which is lacquer thinner, to evaporate off into the air before you put another coat on. If you don't, if you pile coat after coat of paint on this car, the transferring agent, lacquer thinner, will be trapped underneath the new layer that you just put on. It will come out later on. It's going to come out as checks and sand scratches. And the only way to get rid of it is re-strip the car, and in our case, because of our body work, we'd be down to bare metal again. Roger, how much paint are we going to put on the car?
Well, if we put the whole 2 gallons of paint and 2 gallons of thinner or more, could end up conceivably with 4 gallons of material on there.
Well, we're going to put 10 coats of paint on. When we get done wet sanding, though, we won't have 10 coats on the car anymore. We will pre-mix about 3 quarts of paint so we can keep painting rather than mix it a gunful at a time. Okay, should we get masked up and start the mist?
All right. Keep going. Okay.
Now, the can says a 100% to 150% reduction. So we have about this much paint in. We're automatically going to pour about that much distance in and a little bit more, and then we'll check it accurately with our viscosity cup. And we're going to use a little bit of the 3661 and a little bit of the 3602. When a transferring agent evaporates slower, it has longer time on the car to flow. But the longer it flows and remains wet on the car, the farther it can penetrate and bite into your bodywork, sand scratches, pinholes, or whatever, and bring those up sometimes. So you need a happy medium of how long it's on the car and how quickly it evaporates off. If it evaporates off too fast, you don't have a flow and you get your orange peel or very rough. Go. Now, the viscosity is supposed to be between 18 and 22 seconds, and we'll adjust it accordingly. We're going to try and hit around 18 or 19. Jaeger. Hi, Jack.
Hi, I'm Roger Beavers.
Hi, Roger. I'm Emil from Concourse Auto Works. Emil, Roger, and I are doing a show about car restoration, and we heard that you have a state-of-the-art auto body collision repair center and also spray painting operation, and we thought we'd like to see what it looks like.
I'm sure we can help you out. We do have a climate-controlled spray booth, the latest technology, and we also have the latest technology in collision repair equipment for unibody repair. Love to show it to you.
We can see right through the picture when we're out on the shop how nice and clean it looks and well lit and everything. We should go out there and take a look.
Okay, let's do that.
Sounds good. This piece of equipment here is what is state-of-the-art in our business right now for unibody repair. This is the car liner bench rack. This is primarily designed to repair a heavily damaged unibody car. It gives us all the factory dimensions and allows us to reposition suspension, motor, fit door panels, fender panels, quarter panels, basically the entire body, top to bottom.
Is that what these are, measuring devices?
Those are measuring devices, yes. These particular pieces, these fixtures, can be positioned around the unibody car in a specific area to determine exactly where the collision has pushed the parts on the body and where we have to bring them back to put them in factory specification.
And are you able to do this by is this a sheet that tells you?
This is a spec sheet that gives us the measurements on the body. And this lower measuring bridge here is put off in millimeter increments. Everything is positioned off of this particular piece here. The body itself is anchored to this machined blue bench here.
down here on this side?
Down here on this side. That's what the clamps are for, to anchor the body. We have a specific factory position for those clamps. It tells us exactly where on the on the rocker panels to mount the body.
This center piece, it runs down the center, that universal measuring system, that's what that's called, right?
That is a universal measuring system,
Does
yes.
it center itself, or do you center it to the car? Or
We center it to the car. The manufacturer of this equipment gives us an exact position on these rocker panels to mount these clamps. And once it has been positioned to the bench, the measuring bridge is put into place, and we start at 0 millimeters on the back of the car and work our way forward.
So you have a measuring device and a holding device.
Yes.
Okay. And why do you need that for this car?
This particular car took a pretty good impact in the right front. It has a subframe that is connected to the unibody. That subframe was pushed back on impact. When it was pushed back, it bent the mounting holes for that particular subframe under here. And what these bridges here, these fixtures are going to tell us is just exactly how far that has been pushed back. And it'll allow the technician to reposition that subframe so when the car goes down the road after the repair, it goes down nice and straight. The wheel is nice and straight.
So now you have it mounted on here. You can measure it up in front. Is that a pulling device?
Those are our pulling towers, yes. Those, again, can be positioned around this rack in 360 degrees around the entire piece of equipment. They have a 10-ton pulling force. They're operated by air. Basically, all the technician does when he wants to use the ram to operate the hydraulics is step down, apply 10,000 pounds worth of pressure to the pole. This particular pole was used in conjunction with a pole off the front of the unibody here to bring it back into position.
Is a system like this for measuring and pulling an absolute must nowadays with unibody cars?
With as many unibody cars that are out on the road today, it is an absolute necessity, absolutely. This particular car works in millimeters with a tolerance of 4 millimeters off the factory spec, which when this unibody is repositioned after the repair is made, all the body parts, suspension components, motor should be repositioned exactly like the manufacturer lists them.
Well, now's the time that we get nosy. Yeah. How much does the machine cost?
This particular machine is in the $50,000 area.
It's out of our reach, isn't it? Yeah. Let's take a look at the spray booth now.
This is my spray booth.
Oh, is this nice looking?
This major feature is the health and safety that this booth brings to my shop. It allows us to paint with absolutely no health hazard whatsoever. There's 12,000 cubic feet of air pumped through this booth every minute, and it eliminates all the dangerous chemicals that are in today's paints.
Very clean inside here.
We try to keep it pretty clean. It makes it a lot easier for painting. It keeps the dust out of the paint. It gets them in and out a lot quicker.
What's the wall for you?
The entire booth is made of sheet steel. It is insulated. These walls are about 2 inches thick with styrofoam insulation in between the panels. This particular booth not only allows us to paint, but to bake to accelerate the drying of the paint. When we do paint, we can paint anywhere from 55 degrees up to 91, 92 degrees, depending on our outside conditions and how fast we want to paint the car. All the air that is pumped into the spray booth is heated. It's filtered 3 times before it gets to the surface of the car, where it eliminates any dust, bugs, whatever's flying in the air over the spray booth. The atmosphere is balanced slightly in the positive way, where we have more air being pumped in then exhausted.
And the air comes in from the ceiling
From the ceiling.
and is exhausted in the grates below us.
Yes. The ceiling consists of a full blanket of filtration. The air, there's a plenum that disperses the air evenly, and it flows down over the top of the car. The paint overspray is collected in the floor. By law, we are not able to exhaust that through the ceiling. It is collected in the filter, rolled up, and disposed of in the garbage.
Are the lights anything special?
Our lights are very special. They were designed by the Durotest company and are color corrected. They were designed in conjunction with General Motors, Cadillac division, to more accurately be able to paint the car and actually see what it's going to look like in the sunlight.
Is that what color corrected means?
Color corrected. The exact name of this light is the Color Classer 75.
So there's no guessing what it looks like inside the shop, take it outside, and it's a different color because of how the light reflects off the metallic paint.
We get the truest sense of color right here in this room.
Emil, what kind of product are you going to use on this car? We're using a lacquer, acrylic lacquer on our Mustang. What are you going to use to paint this hood on this car?
This hood will be painted with an acrylic urethane. Very high solids product, very fast drying. It's accelerated with a chemical hardener. When baked, this particular finish will be dry and serviceable in approximately 40 minutes after final coat.
Okay, and is this a clear coat car?
This is a base coat clear coat. We will require approximately 2-3 coats of the base coat, again, which is a very high solids opaque product, with 2 coats of a high solids urethane clear. The booth itself is maybe $35,000, but then we have to build a concrete floor, we have to get a plumber to do the sprinklers, we have to do sheet metal on all the exhausts for the paint, and the wiring has to be done. By the time you're done, this particular piece of equipment is about $60,000 or $70,000.
Wow, what an operation. Well, would you paint this car for us?
I'd love to.
Okay, we'll step back and watch you mask it up and get ready to spray.
Sounds good.
Well, is that it? You're all done?
Done with the base coat, the color coat.
Okay.
Next we'll have to apply a high solids acrylic urethane clear to get the shine and the protection over the base coat color.
And kind of paint that you're using, not a brand name, but what do you call it again?
It's a base coat clear coat, very high solids, opaque, quick covering acrylic urethane base. You don't need multiple coats. Should be 2 or 3 coats of the color. Should be sufficient to hide whatever you need to hide on the panel.
Tell us a little bit about the gun that you're using, Emil. It's different than the one we have.
This is a gravity feed spray gun. Obviously, compared to what you guys are using, the cup is above the spray head of the gun. Principle being the weight of the paint will force more material through the nozzle for more pressure at the tip of this gun, also for better atomization. So the paint is broken up a little better.
Can I feel it more?
Sure.
Light. Okay.
really light. Compared to a regular siphon feed gun, this holds about a pint and a third of paint. You guys are used to a quart of paint, and that's a little harder than we want to work.
What's the dry time now that you're talking about between the base color and the clear?
The particular materials I'm using now are a very, very rapid drying base color. Alcohol is the transfer solvent. Evaporates very rapidly. 5 minutes from now we can go in there and safely clear coat.
Okay. Then how many coats of clear are we going to put on?
I will use a high solids clear, and 2 coats are all we'll need to bring it beyond factory specification.
Okay. And then you come out and you turn the booth up and bake it.
We'll bake it at 170 degrees for approximately 40 minutes.
Will you have to buff the clear when you're done painting, or do you untape and send it down the road?
We untape it, clean a little overspray off here and there. The clean conditions in the spray booth should make it possible to require no buffing. It will look like a factory painted panel.
Well, you said no buffing. Does that mean you would have to buff to bring out the luster in the paint, or would you buff to get rid of some dirt notes?
Buff to remove the dirt that might pop in the paint.
But otherwise, the gloss is where we want it.
The gloss will be incredible. The finish will look sanded buff like a show car.
I notice you have no hesitation at all when you go in there. It's just all the confidence in the world. I think confidence is an important part when you want to get in there and paint.
Practice makes perfect. I've painted a lot of cars, and with this particular spray booth, it's a walk in the park. It makes the painter out about just anyone that wants to walk in there. A couple quick lessons, they could be painting just as good as I am.
Well, we'll let you get the clear in the gun, and we'll watch how you do that.
Sounds good, thanks.
Thank you.
Ask you, Emil, that if we decided not to paint the car ourselves, but bring it to you completely ready for paint, all sanded, maybe even masked, how much would you charge us to paint it?
With the materials included, we'd be looking in the $500 to $800 area, depending on how good you had the car prepared. When you did bring the car in, I would explain before we painted it, before we accepted the job, that no matter how good we apply the paint, it would really depend on how well the car was prepared. Would be the way the car was going to look. If the bodywork was done straight, if it was primed properly, if you fixed all the nicks, if you sanded it right. All that is going to be very important to how good I'm going to be able to paint your car.
I mean, a good paint job does not make bad bodywork look better.
The best paint job will not make bad bodywork look better.
Can we take a look at the car?
Sure, let's go in.
That's absolutely fantastic.
Thank you. I couldn't have done it without my high-tech materials, without my spray booth, and without my high-tech gun.
It is, I would say it's ready to go out, that nothing has to be done to it, wouldn't you? Well, now, if ours will turn out that nice, we're all set. Well, we want to thank you very much, Emil.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for the privilege of coming here. It's a beautiful place.
It's been a privilege to have you.
Thank you.
Looks good, doesn't it? After the lacquer dries, which should take around 24 hours, we'll be ready to wet sand. Next week, we'll finish up the sanding and then clean and buff the finish. So we'll see you then at the Classic Car Shop.
Funding for the Classic Car Shop is made possible in part by a grant from the Eastwood Company of Melbourne, Pennsylvania, a national mail-order tool company dedicated to preserving our automotive heritage. And by Hemmings Motor News, providing a variety of publications for the collector car hobby, including special interest autos published in Bennington, Vermont.
For free information about getting started in the old car restoration hobby, write to Classic Car Shop, 1036 North 8th Street, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 53233.
Hello, I'm Lainey Kazan. Hanukkah is a time for celebration. It's a festive occasion, a time for family and friends.
Whoever spins, if they get in the mud, what do they get?
So if you'd like to learn more about Hanukkah, watch Hanukkah, Let There Be Light.
Tomorrow at 8:30.
Lions are social animals that form enduring family units called prides. Now Jane Goodall and Hugo Van Lauwick will observe in intimate detail the members of one small pride and record on film a seldom seen struggle for survival.
It's the World of Animal Behavior tomorrow night at 9.
War destroys more than lives. It devastates the land. Find out how Vietnam has saved its fragile wetlands and rainforests through a pioneering regreening plan. Vietnam, a country, not a war. Next time on Nature.
It's great viewing Monday night at 8.
Rutgers versus Princeton on their PSE&G Game of the Week. Tuesday at 8, only on NJN.
This is New Jersey Network. WNJM, Channel 50, Montclair. New Jersey's own public television.
This week on The Gentle Doctor, we'll visit with a veterinary college open house as well as a high school vocational agriculture program to look at some educational programs where young people can learn about the veterinary profession and the health care of farm animals. Then we'll talk with several scholars about the fascinating history of veterinary medicine and examine the important stages in its evolution. Also, we'll profile veterinarian Murray Fowler, a pioneer in the field of zoological medicine. We'll see a typical working day of a zoo practitioner. The Gentle Doctor is made possible in part by Henry Schein Incorporated, serving the needs of healthcare professionals for more than half a century. By St. Jon Laboratories. St. Jon is the supplier of C.E.T. home dental care products for pets. And by Lick Your Chops, creators of Optimum Nutrition products. Lick Your Chops formulates clinical diets based on bionutritional analysis, available through veterinarians.
Have you ever wondered how to shoe a horse, or what a cow or goat? Today's increasingly urban population has little knowledge of the animal care that is still commonplace on farms. In some high schools, vocational agriculture classes teach skills like raising and caring for livestock. Students are encouraged to show their animals at 4-H or Future Farmers of America competitions. The animals are judged in county and state fairs where their owner's hard work might be rewarded with a blue ribbon. Another way youngsters learn about animal care is from open houses.